Hey, what's up you guys? Today I am going to be starting a DIY project, and this is a great DIY project as a mom or parent. We'll just say parent. I inherited a bunch of outdoor toys. So my first project I'm going to be working on is, say hello to Peter, is this little van. So I went and picked out some spray paints today, and I have researched a little bit about painting plastics. I'm gonna see if I can take this apart, and that is gonna be my first step, and then I'm gonna sand it. The sand grade that they suggest is 100 to 180. So I went ahead and got 180. I'm not gonna like overly do it, but I need to do it enough where the spray paint is going to stick. So my first task is to figure out how to take this thing apart. So I'm really excited. I decided we're going to do a Cardinals theme, since that is, baseball is kind of our big thing in our family. So I was going to do a Cardinals themed van. So that's how I'm going to start. So I'm going to go ahead and start looking over this little van and figuring out how to take it apart, and then I will share it. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's a very easy way to take this apart. I'll show you here. So there are these little like screw head things. I snapped that one a little bit. They're very flimsy and broken and dry. I believe I'm just going to tape the areas that I'm going to paint and do those individually. So the first step I'm going to do from here is go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and sand it down. So this is gonna take quite a while. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the tires normal. I may paint the little rims on them, but I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding, and then I'm gonna figure out what color is going where. And yeah. So I mentioned the sandpaper I was going to use was 180. So I got the regular like stereotypical sandpaper, and I got a sanding block to kind of help get like small areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding. I do see some little details on this car that I didn't notice before when we first got it. So I may take maybe some acrylic paint and then cover it with a sealant in some of these little areas. I'm looking at it right now, so you can kind of see. So there's some like little details, like there's these mirrors and things. I have some like silver paint. I may even see if there's like some mirrored looking paint to do that with. He's having a ball back here. He fits in the trunk, so he's pretty excited about being back there. So you say hi, bugger. So I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding while he plays. It's almost bedtime, so here we go.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon is the sun, we don't care about the others. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world
I had to take a little bit of break to put Petey to bed, but I've got a pretty, like you kind of see the roughness on here. So the sanding is going to take off some of the sheen, the dirt, any uneven surfaces, and make them a little more smooth. So some of these areas I have to focus on more than others. So like the trunk where it had been worn a lot. So like up here, working on smoothing out these like bumpy edges. Getting off these little like flakies where it's rubbed something. And like this little plastic piece right here is pretty tore up. And just working on getting a surface where the paint's going to stick to. So I'm going to continue sanding, making sure it's very, very good, so the paint's going to stick to it. If you don't have a good surface for the paint to stick to, it's gonna separate. It's not going to be a smooth surface, but you'll have like little bubbles and textures in it. So be very mindful. You don't want to rush this process. You want to make sure you get everything, and you want to do it before you paint, because if you have to go back and sand something, it's going to put little flakies all over your surface. So there is the why behind that. Okay, so last night I took a wet cloth and got all the dust and stuff off of the car. So any like white parts you see is from the sanding. Please don't judge my sanding job. I have just taped off the areas I'm going to focus on. So I'm going to go into these little detailed areas so I can just cover them up with tape after they dry. So I got a silver and a red because I'm doing cardinals colors. So I'm going to do some silver metallic details and then do some red details. And then this whole top part is going to be light blue. Like a powder blue. So I'm going to get these small little details. I taped off the bottom part because I'm going to go top to bottom because I feel like it will be the most successful. And then I will go from there. So there are some little details like in the back and such that I'm going to add and just give it a little more character than just being a trio colored car. So I also taped off the top because there's like these little ridges up here. I'm going to make those a color as well. So I'm going to carry the car outside and get to spray painting. Okay, so here is the first phase. I just took some of the tape off, but that metallic looks great for the mirrors, and I use it for the gas can. And my stripes, I got a little too close to my paint up here, so I may have to sand those edges there. I was trying to get a thin coat on to start, so all this will be touched up when I start getting the other coat started the inside. I love how much lighter the inside of the car is. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the sandpaper and kind of smooth out these thicker edges on this before I put some tape down to block out the red. So I'm pretty excited how it's looking right so far. I kind of did a rough of the interior to start getting color down, so that's why it looks like a hot mess. So all right, I'm gonna get some sandpaper and smooth out those edges. Okay, so I took tape off and put tape around some of the areas I painted. Hopefully it doesn't peel it off. If not, I can just redo it again tomorrow. So I just put another coat of the blue on the top. I had done about 3 thin coats. I'm getting ready to do the dark blue on the bottom. And then see how that's going. And then hopefully get to touch up the red some. This would be so much easier if I was able to take the car apart. So if you have more resources than I do to take this car apart, I think the Cozy Coupe is a lot easier to take apart from what I've seen. I could not find anything online how to take this one apart. Just be aware to do small coats at a time, and that the surface is pretty porous. If you can see, like that, it still looks really, really good. I'm really impressed so far. So I'm hoping that maybe some of the pores disappear as I put coats on, but I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the dark blue. Okay, so here's where we're at right now. I just did another coat of the navy blue. I've taped up the lighter blue portion, and I've taken off the tape on the top. I am loving that look up there. I'm gonna add another coat of gray here, and it's really coming along. So I think I'm gonna do one more coat of the blue, navy blue, and then begin working on the inside. So that's where we're at. And I don't know what details I'm going to do inside the car yet, like in the doors and things. So I believe that red chair is probably going to have to be last, but I do have a coat on it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and, I think because the top half is good, I'm going to go ahead and take this tape off, see how it came out here. Oops. Things moving. My little booger in the inside is not very happy. Oh, it looks so good. I think there's a little bit of issue there, but I will get some sandpaper and fix that up. So, loving it. Okay, it's been a hot second since I've updated on this project, but I figured if it's taping and spray painting, I've done it like so many times, but here's where we're at on our guy. Let me flip the... So, I'm pretty excited how it's turning out. I'm mainly working on the interior and touching up on the exterior. We're pretty close to having it done. I'm super proud of that interior door. I just have to show that. So I've been getting frustrated because I've had to work on it like really fast in the evening, and I keep messing up the spots that I touch up. So this is what it's looking like, but I came out here to specifically touch up on it today. But I'm really excited with how it looks. So I realized once again I did not follow up and finish my project video as I was editing, and realized I stopped with a non-finished product. So we're gonna go outside and see the finished product, semi-finished product. So I don't know if I'm going to add anything else to this project for sure, but I really originally wanted to get decals for it. It's been sitting outside for a while now, so just bear that in mind as I pull this out and show you. So here is where we ended up, and yes, there is some spaces that are kind of dirty right now, so but the paint is holding up well. I really like how it turned out. It's not 100% perfect. Maybe if you have better spray painting skills than I do and more patience, then you might have a better result, but the paint has stayed up pretty well. You can see for the most part it did pretty well. So I'm really happy with how it turned out, and PD loves it. So even at the end of the day, it doesn't need to be perfect. He loves how it is, and maybe one day he'll want to repaint it himself. So I highly recommend it. I actually started another one for my mom, and only part of it is done, but it is right there. The top of it is taken off. I need to get it screwed back on. I also did, it's actually over here. I'm not going to walk all the way over there because it's muddy, but you can see the trike over there with the green spray paint on the wheel. I did that refurbishing as well, and it's really easy to paint plastic if you are really good about sanding it down, taking your time with the coats and everything. It is a pretty simple project for anyone. Those of you that have better spray painting skills than I may have better designs and things, but I'm hoping that I can do this for another project in the future. But I hope you all enjoyed this video and learned something and got ideas and inspiration. And make sure you like and subscribe. I don't have any DIY videos planned at the moment, as the end of deployment is coming, so I have a lot of those videos coming up. So as soon as I get another DIY coming up, probably once Drew is home safe, I may be doing some more DIY things, because we are gonna start preparing our house to sell it. So I may have some videos from that, but make sure you all like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.